And what's up, you guys? It's be your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new live review of SWV and Xscape, the Queens of R&B. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful Sunday night. I hope you guys are doing the damn thing, okay? Listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all. So let me give y'all a quick little story before we even get into this review, y'all. So I was sitting here. I was tired. Okay, I was tired or whatnot, and then on top of that, my gums were like irritated. So I took me a pill or something like that, and I said, let me go to sleep. And I'm already tired, so let me give me a little bit of rest. Okay, so I went to sleep, and then when I woke up, you feel what I'm saying? It was like 20 minutes into the show. So I'm like, I'm already watching this on Sling, and Sling ain't gonna let me rewind it while it's live. So let me push this live back some. Then I saw that Candy was doing her speak on it tonight, and I was like, I am not trying to compete with that again. And then I saw Mims doing his, so I'm like, let me just push this song back to about 10 o'clock my time, and then we'll be all right, because I ain't got no time for all that. Okay, so that give me some time to to look at the show, take my notes, eat me a little pasta salad and stuff, and then I'll be Gucci. So here I am, you guys. I'm up in the building, y'all. So first of all, first things first, thank you guys for, before I get into anything, I always have to thank my Scotty gang for everything. All the new subscribers that are in the building. We're already well into the 43K thing already. We're already doing our thug thizzle. So shout out to all of you guys for just supporting the platform and do what needs to be done. Okay. And thank you to everybody that's been reaching out and just all of that stuff. Because baby, your boy has had a rough couple of days. Like, he has had a rough couple of days. But I just take the lick and I keep it moving, because some things happen when you are a growing content creator. Things happen, things come up. People have a lot to say, and that's just a part of life and a part of growing. That's just what it is. So shout out to everybody that's reached out to me. Shout out to everybody that supports me. Shout out to all of my new subscribers. Okay, so yes. So with that being said, y'all, it's already over 200 people up in the chat already. Ain't number 4 minutes, y'all. It's already over 200 people in the chat. So as we get ready to get into this review, y'all, tell me where y'all watching me from. I always got to do a roll call so you guys can tell me where y'all at, so we can keep it moving, so we go ahead and get up into the show. So as y'all tell me where y'all at, make sure y'all put fire emojis as well next to where you from. Because I'm not gonna wait till the 10-minute mark. We're gonna go on and get into this. Because here's the thing: people are already, people be feeling like I take too long to get to the point. I take too long to start the lives or whatnot. So I know that we should not listen to everything that people gotta say. But if they're watching me, then I take their opinion seriously. So I do want to go ahead and get straight on into it, straight into the point. So won't nobody feel like I'm taking too long to make my point and all that stuff. So I'm always willing to change whatever I need to change, even in my sensitivity, because this is my shit. I'm sensitive about my shit. I work hard on my shit, so of course I'm a little bit sensitive. You know what I mean? But changes have to be made at some point. Not Rhode Island. Okay, I gotta reach all the way up there in Rhode Island. Boston, St. Louis, Dallas, El Paso. Okay. ATL, I already knew ATL. I got a lot of people in ATL. Ohio, South Dakota, Maryland, North Carolina, Ohio. Okay. Jersey, another St. Louis, South Carolina. Y'all in the building tonight. I see y'all. Y'all up in the building. Toronto, Jamaica, Chicago, Washington, D.C. Okay. Jacksonville, Alabama, 601 Mississippi. Yes. Shout out to the Mississippi natives that's up in here. Okay. New Orleans, Monroe, New York, Florida, Philly, Los Angeles, North Carolina, again, Memphis. Yes, Cleveland, Ohio, but watching from New Jersey. Yes, indeed. I see a little bit of Connecticut in the building too. Now that we at the 7-minute mark, we're going to go ahead and get into the review, you guys. Okay. So, not Bikini Bottom. Okay. So, let's get into it. Let me pull up my notes so I can know where to start from. So, we get into Latasha and Tamika. As you know, they've been in the news. We've been talking about them. Latasha did a snotty nose ass cry on live the other day on Instagram, letting us know how sorry she is. And she just want to sing. All she ever wanted to do was sing. That's all she want to do is sing. Like, get with the program. I just want to sing. That's all she want to do is sing. All I want to do is sing for the Lord, sing for the rooftops to everywhere. I just want to sing, So Tamika is showing up because she wants to talk things out with her sister. No matter how we feel about her sister, that is still her sister. So I don't see nothing wrong with her wanting to go over and, try to, settle the differences, settle the scores, settle the ties with her, with her sister and stuff like that. I don't see nothing wrong with it. You feel me? I don't see nothing wrong with that. So she comes up in there, and while she's, Latasha's in the studio and she's playing one of the records off her new album. It's called Full Time Love. Before we get into that part, I just want to say that a lot of Latasha's songs sound like R&B records. They do, and a lot of her records are going to urban AC radio now that I look at it. Let me see the super chat. It says, Scotty by nature, love your content. Keep doing your thing. May God continue to bless you with your present and future endeavors. Thank you so much for that. Comments like this is really what matters in a world where people want to just tear you down and just, hate on you. It's always good to just pay more attention to the love that you get. So thank you for that. So where am I at? Okay. So she's up in there in the studio, and when Tamika walks in, she see Rocky. And the first thing that Rocky does, Rocky like, what's going on, Meek? Tamika don't even say nothing. Tamika ignores him like, is he talking to me? Is he like, who are you talking to? Because I know he ain't talking to me. Like, that's how Tamika was reacting. And I was here for it because don't talk to me. I don't with you. Like, we ain't got nothing to talk about. Like, do not talk to me, baby. We ain't got nothing to talk about. So you ain't got no business running your mouth to me, okay? Like, she paid him complete dust. And I was laying up in this bed like, girl, you better pay him. You better pay him because, yeah, that's, you my brother-in-law or whatever, but I don't like you. That's the type of time Tamika was on. And I was like, girl, you better give him the business because that's how I feel. Give him the business because, baby, no ma'am, okay? So she acted like, Rocky wasn't even there. Like, she acted like Rocky wasn't there, right? So after she didn't speak, Rocky was like, oh, okay, whatever, that's how Rocky was looking. And then after that, Tasha walks out of the booth, and then she walks over to Tamika, and then they're speaking to each other and stuff like that, and then they give each other these pleasantries and things. So they go over and they sit down. And then Tamika tells Latasha that I went and I saw our mother and I gave her an apology because she deserved an apology or whatnot. And so she said, I was sorry. I told her I was sorry for cussing her house and stuff like that and all that. Even in this particular moment, it feels like she's bowing down to her sister still. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she's still kind of trying to get her sister's approval. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like, okay, oh my God, sis, I apologize to our mama, sis. Did I do good? That's how that's coming across, right? To me, that's how it's coming across. Because even in this moment, even though they're having issues, you know what I mean? She's still trying to, do good for her. You feel what I'm saying? Like, do good in the sense, like, apologize to the mama. And like, maybe, she's apologizing to, continue to gain that love and that respect or whatever that she got. So that's how it's coming across to me. And it's still that validation that she's still looking for from her sister, So I'm like, yeah, she still got that stuff going on. Like, she still needs the acceptance. She still needs the love and validation and security from them that she hasn't been getting from them in quite some time. Like, that's the way it looks like she still needs that from them. And so, they just talk about their issues. And, Tasha was like, how did we get here? Like, I don't understand. Like, how did we get here? And I'm looking at Latasha like, so you're not going to take no accountability for the breakdown of your relationship with your sister. Like, this is the problem that I got with conversations like this. It's always the wronged party that's the one that's ready to mend fences and move on. It's never the person that did the wrong doing. You feel what I'm saying? Because the people that do the wrong doing are always sitting around feeling entitled, even though they did a bunch of fuckery to you. And it's always the person that was the victim of your fuckery that's sitting around apologizing and taking ownership for their part of the situation, but you're not taking accountability or ownership for anything. So that's still that narcissistic nature that Latasha is given, and nothing is ever her fault. Let's keep in mind that nothing is ever her fault. She's never in the wrong for anything. And just like somebody said in the chat, she has way too much pride to admit that she was wrong for anything. I'm going to tell you just like this. For me, I know that my tone can come across harsh a lot of the times. I know that sometimes I can overreact to certain things. And sometimes my sensitivity level take me to a whole nother level when I'm feeling some type of way about some shit. But at the same time, if I know that I'm wrong, I'll admit it. Now, I'm stubborn now. It's going to take me a few days to tell you I was wrong. But at least I would say that I'm wrong nonetheless. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the situation. So it's like, I just feel like when it comes down to it, Tasha needs to take more accountability for the part that she plays in it, because it takes two people to fix a relationship. And if you know that you're a part of the problem, why don't you own up to the fact that you are a part of the problem? But she don't never want to admit that she's a part of the problem. So to me, it's like, girl, it's like you putting a Band-Aid on the wound instead of putting the ointment on the wound and doing the things that you need to do to stitch it back up. Like, you just putting a Band-Aid over it. Like, it's just the truth. Like, you just putting a Band-Aid on it. You ain't trying to really heal the issue. You just trying to put a Band-Aid on it for temporary relief. That's it. You're not trying to go through the steps to really make it work. So, no. And why should Tamika be the one making all the moves when she was the one that was done wrong? She was done wrong, but yet she's still groveling to you and still trying to get you to see that she loves you so much. But Tasha got this serious entitlement issue where she doesn't feel that what she does is absolutely wrong, when it is absolutely wrong. Feel me? What you feel what I'm saying? It's absolutely wrong, but she don't see that. It's absolutely wrong, but she don't hear that. And it's really messed up that that's the case. If you hear that in the background, that's thunder because it's about to rain. So it's not just Tasha and Tamika that's a part of the issue between them. It's Rocky too. And we already know that that Latasha is never going to admit that her husband is a part of the problem. He's a part of the problem with their family relationship. He's a part of the problem when it's a business relationship. He's a part of the problem. And they become immune to it. And that's why they don't know how to fix it. So it is what it is. That's what I see. And then, you know, they hug it out. But it's Tamika that's asking for a hug. It's Tamika that's complimenting Tasha. It's Tamika making the moves. You never really hear Tasha compliment her sister. You never really see Tasha showing her sister no affection. It's Tamika doing all of the groundwork, doing all of the legwork to try to make this relationship be what it needs to be. It's always Tamika. And thank you, Nikki, for also pointing that out. She said that to the mother is the part of the problem as well. Yes, the mother is a part of the problem too. And a lot of times people won't hold their mothers accountable, especially in the South. You know, I feel like it's a Southern thing. Like when it comes down to parents and elders, they're not allowed to be wrong. They always have to be in the right for every little thing. They're never in the wrong for nothing. They're always right. You know, whether they treat you bad or not, they're always right. Even when they're wrong, they're always right. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't like that. And the way that I was raised with my mother is the type of woman that she treated us in a sense to where we need to hold people accountable, because my mama is very outspoken. You feel what I'm saying? She's very outspoken. So it's kind of like my mother has always kind of stood up to her family members and stuff like that. And that's why she doesn't really have a relationship with a lot of her family members. It's because she speaks for herself, she calls it out, and she doesn't bow down to them. And that's the type of time that I'm on, because that's how my mother raised me. My mother raised me to speak up for myself. So when I go on, certain other areas of my life, as far as other sides of my family, when they're not really used to calling things out the way that they see fit, they always have to go along with the go along because the elders say go along with it. You know what I mean? Then you're looked at as the wrong person, and now you're the black sheep. And that's exactly what I am. Not on my mother's side, but on the other side. I'm in my immediate family. I'm definitely the black sheep because I always speak my mind. I don't. Because if you're wrong, you're wrong. And if I don't want to deal with you, then I don't have to. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And then on top of that, I'm the second oldest of all my dad's kids. I was believed to be the oldest for many, many years, but I'm the second oldest. So a lot of people, look at me in a certain type of way. I'm the only one that's going to speak up. And when I speak up, I get backlash. But it is what it is. I just feel like this. If I can call my mother out, that's raised me from day one and just been there for me from day one and supported me on all of my endeavors from day one, why would I not hold nobody else accountable for their shit if I can hold my own mother accountable? And she'll tell you. If I think she wrong, I'm going to say it. If I feel like she's over exaggerating, because she does, my mother is an emotional ass cancer, I'm gonna tell her that. If I feel like she was like completely out of bounds, I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say that. Period. That's why some people don't like me to be around, because I'm gonna always speak the truth. I don't give a damn. I'm gonna speak the truth. That's why I get in trouble at work, because I speak my mind on stuff. I don't care. It is what it is. Like y'all are not about to sit up here and play me Sally stupid and act like I'm wrong for speaking up for myself. Oh no, I will never be wrong for speaking up for myself, and I will never be wrong for calling it as it is. Absolutely not. My mama didn't raise me to be no yes man. She did not raise me to be no yes man. She raised me to be an independent thinker. That's what she raised me to be, and that's how I'm gonna take it. So anyhow, hold on. Anyway. So anyways, we move on. It seems like they've hugged it out there, making their progress. So we get into SWV and Xscape, and they're looking at dancers for the show, right? And if you ever been to an Xscape show, they do have a full production. Like they have dancers, they have like big screens everywhere. Like I've been to an Xscape show. I went to the Great Xscape tour. I got a video of that somewhere on here. I went to this tour. And they have like this, they do that. So now they got dancers, being that they got to do this show together. So they go and look at dancers. And it's pretty clear that the best dancer in SWV was definitely Taj, and still is. And the best dancer of Xscape is Tamika. Because Tamika was 8 months pregnant with Ocean when they was doing their Love on My Mind video, honey. And baby, if you can sit up there and pop, lock, and drop it and all that other stuff while you 8 months pregnant, baby, you can dance. And that's just the truth. You can dance if you can do all that at 8 months pregnant. Like, seriously. You can do that. And they put on a good show. Like Xscape puts on a good ass show. I've never been to an SWV concert, so I can't tell you what they do. I can only go about what I see on videos on YouTube, but I've definitely been to an Xscape show, and they really put their all into their show. They was looking at the dancers, and they had a couple of talented dancers, and I think they picked the right people for it. Taj went out there and started dancing and just acting a fool and stuff like that. It was cool to see that. Like that was a fun scene between the two of them. It's a welcome from all of the troubles of trying to put this show together, and doing the best thing for the show and making sure that the show goes off without a hitch. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about the situation. So I definitely understand. But it was a good scene though. I enjoy watching that scene. Great scene, honey. It was a great scene to look at. But But yeah, so but they picked the dancers and it went off without a hitch. But you know, it's pretty clear that it's still tension due to them planning this show. And this is what happens when you have a group of strong-minded people together trying to plan something. Because like I said before, I used our group for example, the Boys Night Out group for example. We are all strong-minded. I feel like me, T, and Maddie are alpha men. And you know, Jamar and Josiah are pretty much mild mannered. So the three of us, me, T, and Maddie, we have, you know, the biggest opinions on things. You feel what I mean? Like we have the biggest opinions on stuff. So a lot of the times we may not agree, but we do have to find a common ground, you know, to make sure that we all get to a certain place where we can all agree to disagree, or just make it a way so we all can be on the same accord. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like for example, like I said, I told the story before on another video, like when we were coming up with like the production part, because Josiah produces a lot of my stuff. Like Josiah produces the Boys Night Out panel as far as like the graphics, the theme music. He produces that. What we do is we come together as a group, and then and not only that, he produces the Whether You Like It or Not panel as well as the roster review. But I would say that we're both producing it, because me and him come together as far as like the creative part. We come up with something and then we bring it to the rest of the people, and then everybody agree or disagree on what they want. When it came down to this past season of Boys Night Out, we wanted to come back strong because season 2 was a very good season of Boys Night Out. So we came together and I said, okay, Josiah, let's look for new music. So we want to keep the same waiting room music, but change, you know, the other music, the what was it? The theme music. So we had that, and then some of us agreed with the theme music, but then Maddie wanted something else. So instead of not doing anything that Maddie doing, we decided that okay, we still gonna use this as the theme, but we could use what Maddie wanted to close the show. So in all reality, everybody still got what they wanted, regardless of everybody not agreeing. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how we come together as a creative force. You know what? I cannot wait till we come back together for Boys Night Out. It's a while from now. Like Boys Night Out not coming back to about August or September. We probably gonna have our first production meeting in July. But baby, I cannot wait. Boys Night Out season 4 is gonna be amazing balls. I can't wait till we have our first production meeting about it, because we're about to have our first production meeting about Whether You Like It or Not panel anyway. So yes, honey, I can't wait. But anyway, but yeah, so when you got two groups like that and all of them are strong-minded people, you're gonna clash. Before we get into the rest of this, shout out to the 500 people. We're over 500 people, so shout out to you guys for tuning in. If, like I said, if you're brand new to the platform and this is your first time watching me, go ahead and click on that subscribe button. I see a couple of y'all have already done it already. So go ahead and click on this subscribe button, child, and continue to keep the channel growing, okay? So anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with this. So Coco, Lily, and Taj, okay? So they start talking about Lily's, you know, erotic book or whatnot. So, like I said, I do feel like Lily is the best person to write an erotic novel, because she always talking about sex. She's always being nasty and all that other stuff. Can't say that I don't be nasty either. But I think she's the correct person to write that. But I think that if she ever wanted to turn it into a movie, her and Candy could work together and do like an erotic series or whatever like that. Because I know Oxygen used to have an erotic, you know, erotic series that they used to have on Oxygen. It used to come on late at night, and I had no business watching it, but I used to stay up all night to watch it when everybody was asleep. It was called Bliss. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it was called Bliss. They had different stories like every day, like every week the show would come on, like different stories. Like it was always crazy how they would be sitting up there, like they have a whole storyline as to how they met and why they were sleeping. I mean, why they were sleeping together. Like I used to love it. I used to love it. Love it. Okay. Period. But I think that you know, it would be good for them. You know what I mean? So, you know, they could do something like that, you know. So then Taj started talking about the relevance conversation that she had with Tamika. And so this is why I'd be glad when this show will be over with, because this relevance argument keeps coming up, and I feel like people are just trying not to understand what they mean. Because when somebody bring up a relevance argument, it doesn't take away from what they did, because at the same point in time, people like to throw in SWV selling more to put down Xscape. But when Xscape talk about the relevancy part and how they're able to sell tickets, then everybody want to make it seem like, well, they're putting down Xscape. You can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have it both ways. You can't praise SWV for constantly bringing up how many records they sold, which they sold more than Xscape, by the way, and had a little bit more mainstream success than Xscape. It's okay for them to bring up that, but it's not okay when Xscape bring up the relevancy argument. You know what I mean? So it's like, why can't they bring up their pros and cons? You feel what I'm saying? Like, we already know that SWV sold more records. They got bigger singles. And on top of that, they sold so many records because Week alone sold like an album. And then you put in single sales into perspective as well. And that's what you get, to combine that. And then, if you're thinking about just album sales alone, Xscape is not that far from SWV. Like, I will say that Xscape had a consistent pattern of sales. Each album went platinum. SWV's first album went 3 times platinum. The second one went platinum, and the third one went gold. So Xscape had a consistent sale, while SWV kind of peaked with their first album and kind of faltered, with the second and third album sales wise. So obviously Xscape does have a loyal fan base that will buy their records and, go to their shows. You feel what I mean? But at the same time, it doesn't take away from what SWV did. And I think people are so gun-ho about the sales, and it's one person got one thing more than the other, and somebody else got more than, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh my God. Like, it's like this for me. We already know SWV got it when it come down to sales. They got it when it come down to streams. They're gonna have it when it come down to streams, because Week is a monumental record. Week is the biggest record that SWV had. Week was everywhere. Week was also not only an urban hit, but it was a bona fide pop hit as well. So was Right Here, Human Nature. Both were big mainstream records. That alone brought them a more massive audience. So when people bring up the Spotify numbers, they're gonna have more than Xscape. Xscape was more of an urban. They had more of an urban audience. They didn't really cross over like that, and they were starting to cross over when they broke up, which is the saddest thing. They were starting to grow up. They were starting to cross over when they came out with Traces on My Lipstick. The Arms of the One Who Loves You was a top 10 pop record, and so was My Little Secret. If they would have continued to go on, they would have had more pop success, because that's what it was looking like. But like I said, SWV got the record sales. Xscape is more relevant, culturally than SWV is right now, because they have the visibility. You know what I mean? So, and then, people like to throw in, all of the issues that Xscape got. But I mean, SWV had their same issues as well. Like, they're not perfect. They're just on the upswing right now, but we've seen their past reality shows. They had the same type of issues that Xscape got. You know what I mean? So come on, let's not. So it's just like, yeah, I think that this relevancy argument is the argument that got people in a tizzy. And I just think that I just feel like it's not really that serious. You know what I mean? It's not. You think rock bottom be sent? Mims, get out of my comments. Oh my God. Okay. So, Lily feels like Xscape think they better than them. I don't think that they think they better than them. I don't think that they, because it's like, oh my God. This ain't got nothing to do. This ain't got nothing to do with the comments at all. I just get frustrated with this topic because when Xscape talk about the fact that they can sell tickets, when Xscape talk about social media presence, when Xscape talk about present relevancy, everybody want to say Xscape think they better than SWV. But when SWV talk about how many records they've sold, you know what I mean? And how many records they sold and how much more they sold more than Xscape and how they've done this and how they've done that, then yeah, they got the right to do it because they're the. Do they think they're better than Xscape by constantly bringing up that they sold more records? I mean, everybody got an ego at this point. If we're being honest here, everybody got an ego right about now. Don't nobody want to admit it because, you know, Candy is the one that's speaking up business-wise. So, of course, they're going to get the brunt of everything. But it's kind of like everybody got an ego. We're only pinpoint Candy and Tiny's egos, but we're not talking about Coco's ego. We're not talking about Lily and Taj's egos either. Like, it's everybody got an ego. And egos is the reason why SWV broke up too. So let's not sit up here and act like SWV is Krispy Kreme and they're perfect and they speak and span like pine saw. That's not the case here. You know what I mean? Everybody that's sitting here got a big ego, which is the reason why they can't really get through these meetings the right way, because everybody wants to speak up for their group. And there's nothing, because Xscape ain't doing nothing more than what Coco was doing when they was trying to tour with Salt and Pepper. Coco was speaking up for her group the same way Candy is speaking up for her group. Everybody got to speak up for their people. And that's just what it is. Everybody got a big ego in this situation. SWV got egos too. Xscape got egos. SWV broke up because of egos. Xscape broke up because of egos. So here we are. SWV takes everything personally. Seems to me that SWV don't really give a show just singing. And the ladies of Xscape just don't do the group thing unlike SWV. Right. Coco got a larger check than her very bandmates, right? If we're being real, Xscape can't even get Tasha in line to do the show for their group. Facts, but they can still go on without Tasha. If Coco say today that she don't want to do no show, the show can't go on without her. That's the only difference. See, they can, if Tasha not there, Candy, Tiny, and Tamika can still do the show. But if Coco say, I'm not coming, if Coco say, I'm sick, Taj and Lily cannot do the show without her. So it's always pros and cons with both situations. It's always pros and cons. It's always pros and cons with every situation. Always. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and just, I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm not gonna sit up here and be this team SWV, team Xscape, team, you gotta pick one, no, I'm not doing it because I like both groups and I see things from both spectrums. So I'm not gonna sit up here and just, you know, because everybody want to base everything on record sales and shit like that. And it's kind of like, it's something at this point, it's way more to it than that. You know what I mean? Like, we can always go on without, you know, we can always go on and say this and then like, oh, you do this in the 90s. We did this in the 90s. Okay. But what can you do in the 2000s? It's just like for me, for example, like I said before, like with Brandy, she sold all those records in the 90s as a child. But then when Monica came back as an adult in 2000s, she eclipsed Brandy with record sales as an adult. But Brandy was all over the place in the 90s as a child star. She didn't transition quite well as an adult star. Like, Monica was able to see more as an adult than Brandy did. And that's just the truth. Things go in cycles. So when it come down to it, it should just be co-headlining SWV and Xscape show with one opening act. And that's it. That's how I feel. And do their own set. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. Everybody will be happy. Everybody can spend their money doing their own set, not having to worry about doing everything together. Because if even now, let's say this. Coming up, it was me, Justin J, Adrian Expressions, Jamar 84, The Scorpion Show, Bundy, Ashley, Rocks. We were all coming up at the same time. I was all the way in the back. You know what I mean? Like, as far as YouTube relevancy with the black content creators in the reviewer sphere or whatever, I was way in the back. Like, I was not as relevant as they were back then. Like, I took a back seat all the way to the back. You know what I mean? But as years went by, I'm kind of one of those. I don't want to say that because it's going to sound like I'm better than people, and it's not. But what I'm trying to say is I feel like now I have a better stance as far as like black YouTube reviewers or creators and shit like that. Like, I'm more so in the forefront than I was back in the gap when I first started. Like, I was way in the back. I was way in the back of the line, but now I'm more so in the forefront with the Roxes and the Ashleys and, you know, all of them. Like, I'm more so in the forefront than I was before. I think y'all understand what I'm saying. Because it's like, back then, I was here. I was doing my thing. I was getting a little bit of numbers. I wasn't doing what they were doing, but I was getting a little bit of numbers. But now I'm right there with them. I'm not necessarily getting the same exact numbers as they do, but when you speak on them now, my name is mentioned right along with them. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes when people first start off, they don't have much relevancy, but if they keep, but consistency goes a long way. So when you continue to go on, sometimes you may grow to get that relevancy. So that's what I'm saying. I wasn't as relevant coming up as I am today. You know what I mean? I'm gaining, like someone just said, you're gaining popularity, right? I'm gaining it now. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I see it like that. Because when I first started, I was way in the back, like way in the back, like in the back, like in the back. But now I'm right here with them. So, and that's why they support me. That's how I feel. That's why they support me, So that's why I see it like that. So Tiny and Zonique, they started talking about the Orlando show and how they had a good time and all that other good stuff. And so I don't know why they cut out the part where Zonique told Tiny that, SWV got more hits than Xscape, because that was, thank you, Mims. You are too. You on your way up right now. So let's not act like you ain't solidified, because you on your way up right now here. You are set to surpass my ass. And I am absolutely all right with that. I love it. Shout out to Mims. But they talk about the Orlando show. And then, they was talking about they have taken a booking without Tasha. And they started talking about Tasha's absence and how they feel like they're not really sure if Tasha's going to do the shows with them or not. They got to keep doing it because she's not available right now. She's not available. And, they got Tamika singing Tasha's parts at this particular point. And, Tamika can hold her own with Tasha. And that is the truth. She can hold her own with Tasha. That's just the facts of it all, because their voices is not that different from each other, but Tamika has more control and she's way more consistent vocally, where you have Tasha with these runs and stuff like that that's not needed. Okay. I don't call it Run Tasha for no reason. Okay. So that's how I feel. So yeah, at this particular point, I'm fine with, because I'm normally one of the ones that be like, I won't escape. You know what I mean? I won't escape. I want all 4 members. As much as I don't like Tasha, I want 4 members. But right now, just seeing the vibe between Candy, Tiny, and Tamika when they do their interviews, the vibe that I see them do when they're, performing and stuff like that, I enjoy them as a threesome. I enjoy them as a threesome. Like I don't have to hear Tasha do all them unnecessary runs. Yeah, I'm holding you. I don't have to hear all that extra ass shit. I can go a day. I could go a day without those runs. I can go a day without those. So many tears throughout the years. I can go without it. And so many lives. I can go without it. It gets so hard. I can go without it. I'm just saying. Here's a message from coast to coast. I can go without it. Cause when them thugs really need it the most, a thug holiday, I can go without it. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And then another thing that killed me, y'all, when I'm making fun of the shit on Twitter, you got people where we were still bumping that song back in. Okay, I was bumping it too. I still bump it. But I'm going to make fun of them damn runs. I don't care what you say. I'm going to make fun of them runs, child. So it is what it is, honey. But yeah, child. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get into Lily and her sister. First of all, I love Lily and her sister. They are so New York. Have you ever heard them just sit there and talk and shit like that? Because it's like, coffee. We were talking about getting some coffee. I could hear that little New York accent so hard. It's like, I want some coffee. Like, where's the coffee? Where's the coffee? You drink coffee? Oh, I drink coffee too. Like, for real, I want some coffee. I like coffee. Coffee. I love the way New York people talk. Coffee. But I'm not talking to you. Like, I'm not talking to you. That shit is so funny to me. Like, when I went to New York and I just hear people talk, like when I go up north to New York or New Jersey to visit my dad and I hear them people talk, it's so hilarious to me. Like, I ain't do nothing. Like, I ain't do nothing. Like, what you talking about? What you talking about? I ain't do nothing. It'd be so funny. Oh my God. I'm like, they be talking about my accent from down south. Y'all talk about me. But y'all accents are even heavier. I remember when I went to Jersey, I was at the liquor store with my dad, and I was talking to my dad, and I said something along the lines of I'm like, well, I ain't worried about it. Like, I ain't worried about it. And they was like, where are you from? I said, I'm from down south. I'm from Mississippi. They said, you sound like it. I'm like, ooh, I sound that country? Oh my God. You know what I mean? Because I know this ain't got nothing to do with the show, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I didn't know I had no accent until I started doing videos. And that was like 12 years ago. So I didn't know I had no accent because I was under the impression that everybody talked like me. Because everybody around me talk like me. So, I was under the impression that everybody talked like me. You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like when I was doing my videos, and I remember when I first did one of my first videos that did like big numbers. They was like, oh my God, your accent. Oh my God, your accent. Where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Mississippi. And then people be like, what part of Mississippi? Are you from the Delta? I'm like, no, ma'am, I'm not from the Delta. I am from Canton, Mississippi. It's like a little small town right outside of Jackson. Okay. And it was like, oh my God, I love your accent. You sound so country. And I'll be like, child. So I did not expect. So that was like taking me out when I heard them talk about my voice and how country I sound. But sometimes when I look back at my videos, I'd be like, God damn, Scotty, you country. You real country. I hear it in your voice. You real country. So, but they was talking about, she was talking about her sacrifice for her kids or whatever. And she was talking about how, sometimes she did this because this is what she loved or whatnot. And so it was kind of like, sometimes she wished that she had more time with her kids, but sometimes as a parent, you got to do what you got to do for your kids. You feel what I'm saying? And so, a lot of the times we do sacrifice ourselves and we put ourselves in situations where we are in situations where we sacrifice our lives for livelihood. I don't really have much of a social life. And when I get that chance to get a social life, I take it. Because I work hard. You feel me? Like I work hard. I work hard at my 9 to 5. I work hard on my YouTube. Like these are 2 checks coming in. So I work hard because I take care of myself. And there's things that I want to do. I want to move away. I want to move to Atlanta. I want to get myself a new car so I can, move around the way I want to. Like I have my things, but I got things that I myself, Scotty, want to do. So I work hard to get this bag. That's just what I do. So a lot of the times, a lot of things find itself on the back burner. Like, I feel like that's why I'm not necessarily in no relationship to like in no deep relationship right now, because it's like I'm so driven. You know what I mean? So, and that could be a problem. So it's just like, I don't get to hang out as much, but when I do, I take those moments. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, whatever, but I don't know, but I'd be saying, when does the grind gotta stop? Because I want to be in a relationship at some point. You know what I mean? So it's just like, sometimes things take some time. Some things are, some things take time. I'm waiting for, like, I've been on the go since January, and I'm waiting for things to slow down so I can focus more on my personal life. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at with it. But it is what it is. So then she started talking about the looks, and how she would never be caught dead in what Xscape be having on or whatnot. Now, I love me some Xscape, but baby, I do not like Angel Brink stuff. I do not like Angel Brink's fashions. I know a lot of people be talking about her fashion, be talking about, they love Angel Brinks and shit like that, but I do not like her fashions. It's always so big and all that other stuff. And it'd be like, girl, I don't like it. It's not cute. All them big bright colors and rhinestones and shit. Like, y'all don't need that. Y'all don't need that. But sometimes I feel like Xscape be putting on a lot of shit like that because they didn't get to do it when they were in their prime, so to speak. They didn't get to dress up, all girly and sexy when they were in their 20s. They was all looking like boys and stuff. So that's probably why they do what they do now. And Lily still feels like Xscape thinks that they're better than them. I don't feel like they think that. Shout out to the 700 people that's up in here. But I don't think that they think that they're better. I just don't feel like that. I don't feel that way. I just don't think that I don't feel like that they think they're better than them. I just don't get that from them. I think that they are more cognizant of what they are worth. And I think that SWV needs to be more cognizant of what they're worth. And I think that's the problem here. They're not as cognizant about what they're worth as Xscape is, because Xscape, they go for the goal. They want to make sure listen, B, we make this amount of money, we do this, we do that. So it's kind of like, y'all got to give us what we want. You feel what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, they go hard for themselves more so than SWV. Like, SWV lowball themselves. Xscape does not lowball themselves. So it's really not Xscape's fault that they go up for themselves enough to, get what they need and get what they feel like they deserve. I feel like SWV need to do that because they are a premier R&B group from the 90s. They are, one of the groups that's right there with TLC in Vogue, So at the same point in time, they should highball themselves more than just taking anything. But I get it's the humility of it all. Because sometimes even I lowball sometimes. Like even when people come to me, they want me to promote stuff for them and they ask me for my rate. And sometimes I talk to other content creators and I'm like, well, my rate is this. And they're like, why is your rate that low? Like, do you not know who you are? And I'm like, well, I'm just Scotty. I don't feel like I should be charging anybody that much. Like I'm not, I always say like I'm not a DJ Richie Sky or I'm not a Kempai. I'm not on their levels yet. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't feel like I should charge that much. They're like, boy, you got 40K, you interview with Candy, you this, you that. You should be charging more than that. Know your worth. You're way more than what you think you are. And sometimes you need to hear that type of stuff. But even then, I still don't be feeling that way sometimes. I be feeling like humility will get me some places. But I feel like at the same time, I can be humble but know what my worth is at the same time. You feel what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all feel what I'm saying. So because I don't be seeing it like other people see it. You feel what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, because I be like, well, I ain't gonna charge them that much. I ain't that huge. But then I see that every day my channel I have a growing platform. Like it's growing fast now. Like I've been on the upswing for the last 3 years. So my audience is growing every damn day. No matter what people got to say about it, the audience is growing every day. And I was able to, do things like make a turnaround in year 10, make a turnaround and be where I'm at now. You feel what I'm saying? Because for a long time, I didn't know what I was doing. It took me to go through some hard times for me to really realize how great I really am. Because I give everybody else the props. I give everybody else the courage and things of that nature, but I don't really give it to myself. And I just got to take out the time to say that about myself. Like I said, I know that this is an Xscape review, but I just got to say this really fast. And then we're going to continue on. Like, coming from me, a person that was a slow burner, someone who moved very slow on YouTube at one point in time. Like I moved slow. I didn't have what I got, like the webcam, mics, the camera. I didn't have that type of stuff. I worked with what I had. So that contributed to my slow movement. I didn't get to grow as fast as my contemporaries. Like, Justin J and Adrian and Bundy and Rox and Ashley. Like I didn't get to grow as fast as my peers did at the beginning. You know what I mean? And then in 2020, when I rebranded from Mr. Still Standing to Scotty by Nature, I changed my name. I turned this ship around. And now, I see the growth and I see the hard work that I put in, and now I see where I'm at now. So it's, now I'm here with the Jamie That's Me's and the Make It Make Sense and people like that started, a little bit later than I did, but I'm up here with them while they're growing. I'm growing right alongside them. So I got to refresh, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. So I'm always humble. It is what it is. And like I said, it's never too late to grow. It's never too late to grow. As long as you put in the work, it is what it is. So let's move on to the next thing. I just had to say that. So Candy, Steve, and Coco, okay? They go through the set list, and Coco don't really like the set list, right? They wanted SWV to open up when I'm so into you. Coco said no. I agree. I think SWV should open with anything. So then they started talking about understanding, then weak. And then that's when Coco was like, I think that understanding to come first. No, they said weak, then understanding. So Coco was like, I think the understanding should come, then weak. And then Coco was like, well, we don't agree with that. And then Coco was like, well, we do. And to be honest, here we go. Okay, so if we gonna close with week, which I feel like they should close the show with week. Week is the biggest song out of all the songs they sing, and week is the bigger song. It's the more universal song. So they should close it off with week, right? So then if we're gonna close it with week, why not let Xscape open it with just kicking it? So if y'all gonna close it, Xscape may as well open it with just kicking it. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I think. That's the conversation that should have been had. You feel what I'm saying? Like here, but ain't nobody saying nothing about it, about Coco and what she doing. She want to open the show and she want to close it. Now, if Xscape said, okay, we're gonna open it up with just kicking it and we're gonna close it with understanding, then folks would be like, oh, Xscape think they better than everybody. Xscape. No, no, no. If SWV want to close the show with week, as we should close it with week, I do agree. If they want to close it with week, do that. But Xscape should open it with just kicking it. These women don't know the art of compromising with each other. They don't know how to meet down the middle with nothing. They don't know how to meet in the middle. Because week is the biggest song. Week is the biggest song out of SWV's catalog and out of Xscape's catalog. Week is the biggest record. Just kicking it is the biggest record in Xscape's catalog. So open it up with just kicking it, and then shut it down with week. And that'll be the best thing about it. So no. So I feel like when they was having that conversation, I felt like this, well, if we're going to close with week, well, let's just open it up with just kicking it. Then y'all come behind us with anything. Because both of them are y'all hype. Anything in just kicking it are y'all hype records. You feel what I'm saying? So that's what I think. That's what I think. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I think. Let's see. So after that, we go into the wardrobe fitting, and then they discuss what they all want. So Tasha brings up the set list, and they all discuss weak versus understanding. Once again, I feel like weak should go last. Definitely. I do think that week should go last. Like I said, it's a monumental record. It's a big mainstream record. It's a pop record. Everybody knows week. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Everybody knows their record. You can't go nowhere. You can't go to no R&B concert. You can be at a K Michelle concert. And when K Michelle be, in her intermission, baby, we see they playing SWV week. I got a video of me and my friend at the Atlanta concert, and K Michelle was doing her intermission before she did a second part of the show, and they played week, baby. The whole damn place was going in. Like we were singing that shit word for fucking word. Okay, word for word. We were singing it word for word because everybody knows week. Like everybody knows week. Everybody knows their record. Everybody. So it makes more sense for them to close it out with that. So they were going back and forth with week. Okay, so then Lily says that she refuses to be around anyone that downgrades them. And I just feel like ain't nobody trying to downgrade y'all. It's you have to bring in all factors into business conversations. You have to. Hold on, you guys. Wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. That was my baby brother. He needs me to open the door for him. Let me open the door for him really quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. I wish he would have told me this earlier and I wouldn't have to get up in the middle of my show. But yeah, it's like everybody wants to be on top. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody, like, just like I said, everybody want to do this. It's like they all speaking up for themselves. You know what I mean? Everybody trying to defend them, their groups, them as an artist. Everybody trying to do that. So it's like for me, like Tiny said, we all saying the same thing. So it's like, what are we arguing about here? We all saying the same things. So at the end of it all, they don't understand compromise. And I feel like whenever they talk business, SWV takes it as if they're being downgraded. But I feel like they feel their ways because of the experience that they had with Salt and Pepper. I think that's why they take it the way that they take it. But I say demand more of yourselves, to be honest. That's what I think. I think that you should just demand more. You will get more if you demand more. That's just what I think. But what do I know? I'm not an artist. But Latasha is over it. And I'm like, girl, are you even gonna show up to the damn show? Why you talking about you over it? Okay, whatever. So anyway, we get to the very last scene, and we get Candy, Tiny, and Tamika, and they confront Latasha about Rocky dealing with a promoter. So now we have another situation where Rocky is moving funny with the money. And it's kind of like this is a never ending cycle with this group. It's always Rocky messing and moving flaw with the money. And it's like when they bring it to Latasha, Latasha don't want to hear it. Latasha don't think that her man does any wrong. And I'm just like, girl, are you serious? So you think that your man is perfect and that he never does anything wrong in any situation? You just think that everybody just hating on your husband. That's not the case here. It's really not the case. And he just sleazy to me. And it's just the same situation with the Tamika thing. You know what I mean? Like with the whole $30,000 thing. Every time it comes up, I don't know nothing about no money. 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 Then Tamika bring the receipts and you still don't know nothing about it. Tamika bring the receipts and you still say that you ain't had nothing to do with it. Even in this situation, Tamika brings up the receipts when it comes down to the situation with this promoter. He been taking what they say he was taking kickbacks, whatever the fuck that is. He was taking kickbacks behind a group back, you know, working with this promoter to do all types of underhanded stuff. And they sent the receipt. They got like Tamika came through with the receipts. And when she came through with the receipts, all Latasha could say was, well, just that these text messages could be anything. These text messages could be anything. How do you know that that's Rocky number? That's Rocky number on the receipts. Like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, you get 20K extra and you want to sit up here and act like you don't. Like, come on, Tasha. But I see she only does that. I feel like she's doing that because the cameras are on and she doesn't want to incriminate her husband. So she gonna sit up here and deny it till the cows come home. But girl, there go the receipts. There go the receipts. It shows that your husband is a bum. It shows that your husband is full of crap. It shows that your husband turns tricks business wise. That's what it shows. And it's not right. And you wonder why your husband got you wonder why your sister got a problem with your husband. You wonder why your group members got a problem with your husband because of shit like this. And so even when if you guys looked at the unsung that they did, okay, when they did unsung, Latasha said that she felt like when it came down to Xscape coming back together back in 2005 or something like that, she felt like T.I. came into play with the situation and stuff like that. And he was the reason why she couldn't cooperate with the group. But when it came down to it, T.I. was like, well, no, I felt like it wasn't professional. And none of them felt like it was professional. And they all felt like, at the end of it all, what are you talking about? It wasn't professional because of Rocky ass. That's why it wasn't professional. So it's kind of like they've been going through these type of situations where he does scamming ass BS and everybody is supposed to be down with it. See, everybody ain't got to be down with that. And shout out to the 800 people that's in my chat. Okay, shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Y'all just prove how much y'all love me every time I go live. But anyway, because people listen. Anyway, but yeah, it's crazy to me. And I just think that it's like, anytime somebody confront Tasha with anything regarding to her husband, she don't have nothing to say. And people tried to blame T.I. for it all them years ago, but it was really Rocky. It was Rocky. And we see that it's Rocky now. So it's like, at the beginning of the episode, we saw Latasha and Tamika trying to make amends. And by the end of the episode, we right back to square one. We right back to square one once again because Tasha don't want to control her husband. Tasha don't want to tell her husband that he's wrong. Tasha want to act like her husband is right for every damn thing. He's not. And Tasha just need to understand that her husband ain't right. He ain't right. He's definitely not right. He's not right at all. He's not right, period. Like, are you serious right now? Like, are you serious right now? So, it's to be continued because she was still trying to deny it. Even with the receipts in hand, she was still trying to deny it. But, it is what it is. But y'all, that's pretty much it for my review. The next episode is the finale, all right? And make sure y'all tune in on Tuesday for a roaster review, okay, with me and T. Make sure y'all tune in on Tuesday, okay, because I think y'all going to enjoy that episode. Make sure y'all tune in. Please make sure y'all tune in on Tuesday because we're going to have us a good time, okay? But thank you guys so much. We got over 800 people up in here tonight. Over 800. I really appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for the continued support. It's been a rough couple. It's been, it's been a rough few days for me, just realizing stuff and it's the thunder for me. But yeah, like it's been amazing, but all I got to say is it's been a great, I love the review. I love the review. I love the support you guys have been giving me. It's been amazing. The channel keeps growing regardless of what anybody got to say about me and my channel and my platform. You guys love it. All that's the only thing that matters. As long as my Scotty gang loves it, that's all that really matters. I'm only catering to you guys, and that is it. I appreciate all of the love. I appreciate everything. Y'all inspire me. Y'all keep me going. A lot of y'all be in my DM sometimes, keeping me going and stuff like that. So I really, really appreciate you guys for everything. A lot of folks don't appreciate their supporters, but I definitely appreciate mine. So thank you guys for everything. And we're about to be on up out of here. So with that being said, be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. If you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. And as you guys already know, at the end of every live, we have to put blue hearts in the chat just so we can pay tribute to my dear friend and one of my moderators, Danita Rashawn, who passed away back in January. Love, love, love my Danita. I wish I could talk to her right now. But anyways, I'll see you guys guys a little bit later. I know a lot of you guys are telling me to talk about the speak on it because I did see the speak on it. I will be talking about it. I work later tomorrow, so I gotta do my video on it tonight so I can put it out tomorrow before work. But I will definitely be talking about some portions of speak on it and stuff like that. But with that being said, y'all, we are out of here until the next video. I will holler at you guys just a tad bit later. Bye, y'all. See y'all on the next one.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Tremel. I just wanted to say that I have a new project that's out. It's called Mixed Feelings. It's on all streaming platforms. I would hope that you would go and check it out. It's a really good feel of an album. It's got everything you need and more. It's got R&B, it's got a little bit of pop, it's got a little bit of hip hop. It's everything that you need and more. It's out all streaming platforms, like I said. Please check me out, and you can also follow me at IAM_Tremel. That's IAM_TRAMEL. Check me out. Hope to hear from you.